I'm gonna make this quick because I'm sick and don't feel good. But the newest episode of What If came out today, and a lot of people are like asking why the Infinity Stones worked in the different universes, even though they're not supposed to. So this is my explanation. We have the MCU, which is this cyan color here, right? And it's the sacred timeline. And so because of that, it's on a loop. Now I'm representing that loop as these little portals here, right? When it comes to a certain point, it's a portal and it goes back in on itself. And this black dot right here is supposed to be the Big Bang. Now, my theory is that you have the sacred timeline, which the TVA keep from branching out like this, right? Once the branches hit a certain point, it creates another universe, which is why they clip the branches. Now, they've become another universe in my theory here because the branches then hit other branches of different timelines or other universes. So, like, sacred timeline is this one big line in the middle, and then you have the branch timeline. And if a branch timeline hits another universe, it blends, no longer creating this sacred universe timeline. Basically, it would get rid of the portals for whatever reason. I don't have an explanation for that yet, but the way I'm looking at it is that now this is Endgame. This is the Avengers and Endgame. They go back in time, right, and they get a stone. This creates Branch, which is why they're still able to use the stone, because it's from their timeline. It's not from another, it's not from a branch or anything like that. Okay. However, in What If, we see Ultron use However, in What If, we see Ultron use the stones in other timelines. Now, I believe that they're able to work in this way because Ultron is using them because they're still from the base universe. What I believe is going on here is the Ultron we're seeing in What If is not from a branch of the MCU, but rather a branch of a different universe. Now, the Watcher is someone who watches over all the universes, meaning that he sees all of them, including the sacred timeline, which would be kind of like Kang. Now, what my theory does is pretty much explain that Ultron is using the stones because his version of the stones are close enough to those timelines, as they all spawn from the same Big Bang, at least in my theory. So, say if there was another timeline that was too far away, the stones would not be able to work, which is why the Watcher was surprised that he could do that. And it's because of how close to the timelines that they were together. As Ultron explains, is that the reason they couldn't destroy the stones, or not destroy, atomize the stones with the Stone Crusher thingy that Gamora brings, is because they are all different, which they are, and that's because they're from different universes, not different timelines. So basically, stones followed all the timelines but they change based on the timelines. So, say this is Gamora's universe, this is Ultron's universe, and then this is the main MCU timeline. Now, how this works is that they're not necessarily different completely, because they all stem from the same Big Bang, while there's other universes that have different Big Bangs. We'll call this one, like this one for example, would be the Raimi universe, which probably has its own stones, but they're not connected to these other ones. So Ultron would eventually get to in my theory, Ultron would eventually get to a point where the stones would no longer work when he were to enter a universe. Now, there's another thing that happens. There's the TVA, right? Put them over here, right? Now, the stones inside of the TVA don't work, which made people think that the stones shouldn't work outside of any universe, which is a reasonable thing to think, but that's if you're thinking that the TVA is in a universe. We see that there's multiple TVAs, right? Different Kangs make multiple TVAs. We see that at the end of Loki. However, my explanation for this is that they're inside the universe, kinda. My theory is that the TVA are inside of the Big Bang. So, say this right here is Loki, right? He came from a branch that got clipped, right? So this is him, and he goes here, and blah, blah, Loki happens, right? And then he gets sent over here. When, my theory is that when, I'm blanking on the name, the female Loki decided to kill the Kang of the Sacred Timeline, which was near the end of the timeline. Now, as Kang said, he would be reborn somewhere probably around here on the timeline. So, like, at the point that they are at is somewhere over here, watching the Sacred Timeline, but not out of it completely. They're on the outside of the timeline where they can see it, and that causes branches. Now, the reason why this would break everything that happened is because these branches would eventually meet up with the branches or the actual timeline of one of these other universes. And this would theoretically cause Loki over here to get sent over here when she threw him out, because she threw him out into a portal, killed Kang, and once she killed Kang, he was no longer able to control the Sacred Timeline, and therefore the branches went and connected to another universe, probably somewhere along here, because they were no longer getting clipped, and Loki got sent into one of these other TVAs. However, the TVA he gets sent into is close enough to one of these other Big Bangs so that similar events occurred. I hope this is making sense. I'm sick right now, so I'm already not good at explaining things, and then the sickness is adding on to my delusions. So, I hope you enjoyed this small little video. Working on a project right now with Gunner. Big project. Hoping to get that out by November. I'm also hoping to get out more videos. I want to make VR videos, but at the moment my headset is not good enough to actually record with it. I'm also planning on making different videos. I've got a Pokemon timeline video that I've been working on for a while. I need to finish it. I procrastinate a lot. Anyway, if you enjoyed, leave a like. If not, tell me in the comments. Tell me if you think that this can be improved upon, if you have your own ideas on how all this works. I'm just a stupid 17-year-old trying to make sense of one of my favorite shows, so don't hate on me just for trying to explain something I like. And if you also want to, support this channel and its future projects and videos and everything, leave a like, subscribe. I'm planning on doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke this weekend on my Twitch, which will then later get edited down to video, once it's finished, which will probably be very quickly because I'm not good at Pokemon, and this is my first ever Nuzlocke I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do it this weekend. So, Twitch, on screen, hopefully, if I figure out how to do that. Definitely in the description. This Sunday, don't know exactly when. I'll probably make a tweet if you follow my Twitter before it's probably an hour before it starts. So yeah, come join for that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this little thing. All right, I'm gonna go back to sleep for a while. Hopefully you'll see you guys Sunday on the Nuzlocke. Bye.
Woo!